Yeah, good morning, guys. Thank you very much for having us here. And this is Tarkan, the CEO of Chain Horizon, myself, Arslan, co-founder of Chain Horizon. And I would like to give you a start before we go to the boring presentation slides. Yeah, I mean, AI is able to create that in seconds. For us, it took hours. No. But perhaps we can start like this. Now I need someone. Let's take an arbitrary professor from the crowd here and imagine that yesterday afternoon we were sitting in the hotel lobby together, and we don't know each other.
Don't you remember?
But let's do the following. I see that you're low on battery, and by accident, I'm so kind.
Yes.
I offer you some free energy.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
this
know.
nice? Can you? Yeah.
No.
But you won't.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. In some cases, I might be successful. And you know what?
She's aware
I
of.
drop it in, free energy, you will get energy, no problem. But now Tarkan is grabbing his smartphone, and what you don't know is that's a so-called OMG cable. Yeah, you know about this, yeah. And this OMG cable is a Linux operating system integrated into the plug. And this is not the antenna. You might imagine this might be an antenna. It's a long antenna. No, it's also in circles here inside the plug. So you can cut it, it still works. And he can just grab his smartphone and the operating system, there's some script on it. Yeah, it will crack your smartphone and he can access all your data on your smartphone, including your wallets.
Why me, Arslan?
Because I know you might be interested in that. I would like to do some awareness regarding security, yeah? Though this is one point, and I know one here in the crowd, he knows about such things. But if you're on a conference, yeah, let's take NFT Lissabon.
Well, why not?
A punks brunch. Do you know what a punks brunch is? Are you familiar with blockchain? What is a punks brunch, guys?
Do you know
Yeah.
CryptoPunks
Yeah.
is a digital art?
CryptoPunks, you know.
So there's a punks brunch. So every punk
Guys are running
auditing
around
themselves.
with shirts like that.
This one.
Yeah? Yeah? Do you know what this means? It stands for, yeah, sorry. Thank you very much. I'm not a native speaker, but you understand what I mean. Yeah, what it stands for. It stands for, the floor price is currently about $120,000. It stands for, hey guys, here's the money, just grab it.
One picture, right, Arslan?
Yeah.
One picture.
One t-shirt. It compromises me in a certain situation. It compromises me. And if you take a tassel hat, this is a special trait of this CryptoPunk, yeah, you might pay $200,000 for it. Yeah? So be careful. And the Punks Brunch is a meeting during NFT conferences where punk owners meet and chat because they want to talk about their favorite NFTs. And this might be a danger for you, and we will come back during our presentation to that topic. So I hand over to Tarkan.
That was a good introduction, Arslan. Thank you. So actually, he was saying something about cybersecurity in general, but we want to also talk about cybersecurity standards, which are very needed in Web3, because a lot of startups are there like us, and we might not have the money, the fund right now. We might launch a token or not, but you need some standards, and there's some basic standards, and we will go through it, and we will also go through some cases, which are also recently, and we will talk about the incidents directly what happened. So that's why we chose the topic, the urgency of blockchain cybersecurity standards. I hope this works. Yeah. So we have an outline. So we start talking about us, and then we will go deeper into the incidents, and then we will talk about the standards which are there already in the market in Web 2, and how we can integrate them into Web 3. So that's what we also stand for as Chain Horizon. What we offer, for sure, and also there's an exclusive NFT access later on, so maybe you have your wallet prepared. So don't worry, this is not a scam. Yeah. So if you want, yeah, you got it. Yeah. So if you want, you can just check it out. So me and Arslan, so we both are into cybersecurity for a long time. Arslan a little bit longer than me, maybe twice longer.
I'm younger.
But we've seen a lot of things happen, and when we jumped into Web 3. So for me, it was back in 2020 with NFTs. So before that, I was buying some coins, but NFTs, maybe you really made it aware that there's a need for security by design, by people and organizations, companies. And It started like, I had a phone call, someone, I want to exchange an NFT back then, and we want to save some fees on the OpenSea, that's a platform, like 3%. And if you sell like something for 5K, makes a lot of difference, right? So we were trying to send it over the counter, and he gave me a call, this got call, and I was like, okay, everything seems fine, send me the ETH. He sends it over to me, and I was looking at why the transaction does take so long. I was really wondering what happened there. And I look at the ticker, and it was like a replication of the Ethereum currency, the same it was. I was like really, and that was the moment where I said like, hey, there's something wrong. I have to check it out. Give me a second. I will not send you my NFT, which was worth, I think back then, 4K, something like this. Yeah. So I was really close to incident, and I've seen a lot of people, if you're in X and on other platforms, Telegram, you will see a lot of, incidents that happened. People were like stolen up their punks, their Bitcoin, whatever happens. So that's on a private base. And then we will come to the incidents also that's what us. And we'll come also to the incidents by organizations and what happened. So that's why we started Chain Horizon. So on the one side, we want to do B2C. We want to help people who have funds and who might not know all the technical stuff. So we want to consult them. And on the other side, we also want to do B2B with Web3 partners and also Web2 partners who are willing to go into Web3 and wanted to look, which blockchain should I choose? Why this one? Why is this more secure than this one? What's the difference? All those questions. So we are already a lot of time. We spent a lot of time with it, and that's why we focus on blockchain and cybersecurity, both things. Yeah, and if we go to the incidents, we had one recently. I'm not sure if you are aware of Bybit. Yeah. What happened there? It was 1.5 billion. I think 400. How many ETH was it? 400,000.
36,000.
Yeah, it was something like this. 40,000, something like this.
And USDC about 25 million. I think. Yeah.
Do you know, guys, what was the problem? Do you know it? So that was very interesting because a lot of people think like Bybit was hacked or so, but there was no hack on Bybit on the exchange directly. It was like they use Safe Wallet, and there was a guy from Safe Wallet yesterday in the round table. and this Safe Wallet, they had a JavaScript injection. So there was like a supply chain attack on the Safe Wallet. So you use Safe Wallet for, let's say we both handle like, for the company, we have like 10 ETH and we want to send it somewhere else. So we both sign it, that this transaction can go further. And that's why Safe Wallet is there and it's very legit. But in that case, there was a developer, I think he was compromised, and they changed the JavaScript on the background, and then they upgraded the smart contract. And with that, and you see it on the next slide, there was like 400,000 ETH.
Someone would like to ask something. Perhaps we can. Yeah.
Is this American or European billions?
You mean like Bybit? This is American. Yeah. Milliarden. Yeah.
Billion,
or otherwise, there will be. So otherwise, the whole crypto space will go bankrupt. So they saved a lot of money, by the way. So they had a very good instant response. That's also one part where we look at, like how to respond to incidents, because it can happen. So either you will get hacked or you already were hacked. So this is always the principle. And the company, or let's say the organization which are doing the attack, is on this case you see, is North Korean, let's say, they're like a company. They do it like 9 to 5 or maybe longer. They work longer in North Korea. And they were like, they say that they are responsible for it. And the group is called Lazarus, and they the incident was maybe 6 months before, and they were waiting on the moment when they had enough ETH or whatever it was, to start the incident. And if you look at this one here, you see here all the steps which were taken. They started with the initial compromise, then the injection by itself, and that's why we say like, this is not just smart contract issue. It wasn't just Bybit and the smart contract. It is a basic web application security issue.
Exactly.
And this is what you can have on every web application. And there are standards. So if you start your web application and you go to the market in Germany, usually you do something that's called penetration test. It costs a lot of money, companies will not do, or they don't like to do it, but they have to, because regulation. But on Web3, people say, hey, we do smart contract audit, and then we're fine. But smart contract audit just secures something which is already in the blockchain, which is visible to everyone. It's not the web application where people are behind it, but they used keys to access something, and that's why we need something more. And then it started the exfiltration. It was the basic steps which were taken here. So that was the one case, 1.5 billion, and then I hand over to Arslan.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and this is a bit going into the history to March 2022, and the target was the Ronin network. I don't know if you remember, there was an NFT series called X Infinities. Based on that NFT series, some nice cartoon, how you call them, X with eyes, something like that, yeah. And they created a game out of this. This was published on a Ethereum site blockchain, yeah. And it's again Lazarus, yeah. The North Korean guys who are trying to finance the system and perhaps all the weaponry which they're creating, yeah. And they have attacked the Ronin bridge. And the essence of this slide is the attack was done by compromising 5 of 9 cryptographic keys to have the majority on this bridge and then to exfiltrate the money. Yeah. This was the largest hack during that time. It's quite famous. And it had, of course, a lot of impact on stopping the exchange running, trying to get funds back. They were not able to acquire that back, only a small amount of that money. And so we are facing more and more attacks like this. Yeah, we had already great cases in the past, so to say. But if we can go forward to the next slide, please. Then it's getting more serious now. This was taking place in January. And I hope you all have your 10 fingers still with you, because one of the co-founders of Ledger, the hardware wallet device, they cut his finger. They sent the video of that to one of the other co-founders, and they have said, as I know, pay us 100 Bitcoin, otherwise we send you the rest of the
100 Bitcoin.
Yeah. So real criminality is now coming up. This is why I have shown you the T-shirt here. Be aware. We're talking about amounts of money where people are doing everything for.
Maybe, Arslan, you can tell the story on Monday, who we met at the Web3 Hub.
Perhaps, do you have the picture with you? Because that's a proof of case.
Yeah, but maybe, I'll find it. So that was quite...
We went to a certain place. I don't tell you which one. Yeah.
Let's see if someone can recognize this guy here.
Yeah.
Do
you know this guy?
I think he's quite...
Yeah, perhaps you can
quite famous. Do you know who this is?
I think you know him. I think you know him. It's Vitalik. It's Vitalik, yeah.
So
we were not invited. Yeah. Security guys are doing penetration tests. Yeah. We were not invited. We were playing the game of being customers. Yeah. To enter another floor in that building. Yeah. And then we met him accidentally.
So he was
on the stairways, and there was no protection, nothing. This guy is worth $12 billion.
So one of the top 100 richest, right?
This is what we like to do, awareness. Yeah. So we met Vitalik in person. We had a very nice chat, a pitch of 5 minutes. This was great. But there was no protection at all, no security guards, nothing. Yeah. And
in general, so he doesn't have any security guys.
And this is a case.
You don't
this
look
is
like
really
someone.
a case, and we need to work on this. And I think, especially for the blockchain community, it's not only about tax, it's not only about legal implications. You are targets. You are on LinkedIn, you're on other social media. You say you're working on cryptocurrency. This makes you a target for other persons. Be aware that you have security in place. And this is exactly what we are doing. We're doing the full plate of security. That the right concepts and procedures are in place. So perhaps we can go on. Yesterday, some guys from Chain Analysis were here. This is good, they're doing a great job, and you can see here a trend which they have drawn on this diagram, that always during the hype phase, obviously, Lazarus is acting again, and this is increasing, of course, the number of hacks, the amounts which are stolen. So be aware of this situation. The next type means that you're quite busy. Yeah, and it happens to me yesterday. Yeah, on the train travel, I clicked on a phishing link. It cannot be. Yeah, during normal days it does not happen. But I was so busy with other things that I have accidentally clicked on it. Yeah. After that, also scanning of the device started. Yeah, yeah. But it happens also to experts. So it will happen to you statistically.
Someone here in
and-
the crowd who got scammed maybe in Web3? Is there someone who got scammed or closely scammed in Web3?
Well, I got a physical letter. Right?
Oei.
So there was the ledger.
Oh, yeah.
All data was
Yeah.
leaked, and so I'm on the list. I own a ledger. Everybody can see that on the internet. So I got a physical letter with my name, address, post stamp. Post stamp was false. They didn't want to invest in post stamp. And I got this letter stating, this is from ledger support. There is a QR code. Please scan it to do maintenance on your ledger. Of course not.
Yeah.
But 3 weeks later, they called. We're talking with
Yeah. They follow up.
life support.
Yes.
And we have an incident here that somebody is trying to log in with your 12 secret words.
No.
How do you know that it's my 12 secret words? They're secret. But they are calling me, and this was the first time for me that I got a physical phishing attack.
Yeah.
So a physical letter instead of an email.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference, right? When it's physical?
Yeah.
Not to me, but to other people, of course.
There were, like, I know the statistics, there were a lot of people who were like, getting tricked out by this case. You know, there was like this letter I remember was like also an X, and because some people are like, hey, they sent me a letter, they know my address, it might be legit,
In my vicinity of where I live, somebody who also has crypto got a visit of people putting a drill on his hand, and now you are giving us your 12 words. Right? Exactly. That's why I got 2 ledgers. On one is hardly anything, and I have plausible deniability. You want my ledger here? Here's the 12 words. Good luck.
Yeah.
If she puts a drill on the hand of one of your children, then you will hand off both. Promise.
Of course.
Promise. Yeah. So I think you might be a bit aware of security right now. Yes? Then let's go on.
I think there was one question, maybe
Yeah,
you can
there was a question.
just go ahead.
Maybe I can add, I'm a tax advisor, and every month one client. So on your question, usually most people here are not involved in this, but when I think on my office, and we are tax advisors specialized in crypto, and really every month one customer has some problems with this, every month. And they are all well known in crypto, and we have no client who's going to court because he's afraid of this.
That's a
Chain
good-
Horizon is here to help you. Yeah. So, yeah, let's go on.
That's why we already say, like, you go through every process, and we've seen a lot of Web3 companies say, like, hey, we have a smart contract, it's audited. I always say, like, hey, that's one case, but what about all the other things, physical, technical security stuff, organizational, very important. There are people handling these keys. There's a key management behind it, and there are people behind it, and they sometimes store it somewhere in password manager. That's quite obvious that they can be phished. That's why we say one weak link risk it all. And you have to be really, you have to go through processes. It's all about procedures. That's why we are working on blockchain cybersecurity controls that we want to also push through the Bundesblock into standards. So it's quite tough because some might know ISO standards, so it's a lot of work. But for us, it's quite clear to see, and you can also check on our website, they're already published because it's quite easy to know which kind of controls you need, furthermore than the ISO 27001 to go through blockchain company process. These are just like, I think 26 controls more or something, right? But like this. Yeah, yes, for sure.
Do you think that on blockchain standards. So there are frameworks and there are standards. So I'm talking about standards.
Yeah.
That they come first before they come to the overall cybersecurity, because this is what the whole industry is struggling with. They are frameworks, they aren't standards.
They aren't standards.
So do you think that on blockchain it will happen before, let's say, the wild internet, the rest?
There's different approaches, yeah? The best approach in this world is to have security by design. So to have security already in the minds of the developers during development and creation of the blockchain. So what we're doing is, people think, managers do think especially, that you can add security afterwards. This is only to a certain, yeah, it can be, but only up to a certain point, yeah? And the rest is more part of the design, yeah? If you think about the internet, then you will come quite soon to the conclusion, we need to put everything through the trash can and build it again. Because now we have the knowledge of it, yeah? It won't happen, so you need to cope with the situation, yeah?
For example, internet software
Yeah.
doesn't have product liability, right?
Yeah.
So they are all kind of
That's true.
license agreements and
Yes.
blah, 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 but it's not subject to product liability claims
True.
differently, by the way, than AI.
Yeah. What you
It's nonsense, but it's another thing.
Yeah. What you're going to do in a hostile world then, you as a manager of a company, yeah, with your business processes, what are you going to do? Okay, I'm faced with risk.
Look, I don't
Yeah.
I teach this, yeah? But
Yeah.
I'm just very curious about, so what is your vision? Because you are talking standards.
Yes.
Yeah? And of course, you can have solutions, so there are solutions.
Yeah.
Maybe I can add something on this one. So what's our vision is, like, you know, if you're an energy provider, a critical infrastructure in Germany, you have to go through audits. You have to go through audits in general. You know,
The guys who
yeah.
are doing audits have no clue what they're doing.
Okay, that's another thing. Yeah, but you have to go through it, and that means by what Asan was saying, security by design. You have to spend as a manager, as a company, some money for security, right?
Yeah.
And that's why. So I agree that the auditor are not the one who are like doing this, you know, making more secure. It's like because you spend the time before, and then you get checked. But that's another thing.
Look, checked, even cybersecurity insurance doesn't really exist.
That's true. No.
I mean, they are policies, but they are nonsense because the underwriting happens on the questionnaire basis and not on the scanner basis, yeah, where you can really underwrite assets and digital assets. So this is the reality. So I'm just like trying to understand. Of course, here the company has an end game vision, right? And you are talking about standards. And I mean, you might have a formidable solution which might scale, which I wish both of
Yeah.
you that it happens.
Yeah, thank you so much. I like to answer on your question. I mean, the thing is, I was also working in academics, yeah, before in teaching. There's one thing if you sit in your lab and you think about things, how it works in practice. And the other thing is the real business world. And in this business world, now put us both into the position of a manager. We want to run a business. We want to make money out of this. This is our aim. We have certain risks. Volcanic eruptions, yeah, something else, yeah. And also in the cyberspace, we are facing risk. So what we are both going to do, we build up a risk management system. And this is exactly what an information security management system is doing. We identify the risk we are facing, and we do the right mitigation measures. And this is exactly where we step in as Chain Horizon. The standards, ISO 27001 series, I'm sure you're familiar with that, yeah?
It's also here, Asan.
Exactly. There are a certain set of control categories and controls in the 27002 which help you, but not to the full extent which you need for the blockchain world. And this is exactly what Chain Horizon did. Yeah? We have developed this further, and we add to this standard, which is an ISO standard, additional security control categories regarding blockchain. And this is exactly where we fill in the gap.
And my question was, so do you think that in blockchain,
Yeah.
this will come before the other world wake up more or is more alert or whatsoever? Is it your expectation because blockchain is, let's say, more novel than the rest?
Now, our expectation is, If you run a serious business, including blockchain technology, then you need to fulfill a certain degree of due care. And you will not fulfill it, then it's more a gangster-like situation, then you can cooperate with Lazarus, yeah? Then you will not fulfill compliance requirements regarding normal democratic states. Yeah, thank you. But of course, it's not a situation where you can say innovation first. It will not run in that way because the market and the situation will filter you away regarding your missing security controls. You will be a victim like Ronan or Bybit. Yeah, go for it. I mean, and at the end, if you want to celebrate your success, you will be faced with a situation where Lazarus grabs all your money. So, as a manager, take care about it right now. I mean, this is also a part of awareness. You can go for that risk. You don't need to do the full scope of information security, but at least the basic stuff. If you run nodes and you don't take care about your, your private keys, then I'm sorry, the market filters you away. Yeah, and then when your name is ruined, you will not start a second startup. Yeah, so take care about the basic things in security. And later on, if you're successful, then you can go for certified ISO 27001 with security officers in place, with all the audits in place that you fulfill compliance requirements. That's fine, but start with the basics. This is the message, yeah?
That's fine. I heard this message before with before blockchain.
Yes.
And we are working on it.
I'm working since more than 20 years in information and cybersecurity. I spread this message to manager levels you cannot imagine. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think we also have to differ. There are already regulations that you have to go through when you are like, you know, when you work with financial assets. You have to go through certain standards, you know. There. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we move on.
right.
So,
Yes,
so,
please.
so, what, yeah.
Okay, yes, then
Yeah.
I hand over to you.
So next to these standards, we're doing workshops, trainings on cybersecurity, and we're working on one very big solution. It's the ISMS dashboard. So this will be something where you can just log into and go through the processes that you need to fulfill, like basic security setup, and you can directly edit your controls, and you can work on it. And that's what we offer, what we're working on. And these additional blockchain cybersecurity controls are here, what you can see. So maybe Asan, you can...
Yeah, just only a quick rush through, yeah. What you will not find in the standard ISO 27001 are controls regarding threat analysis and risk management with specifics to blockchain, yeah. Something about the consensus mechanism, yeah. Then I jump here, emergency management and recovery regarding especially blockchain aspects, yeah. And this is only addressed in the standard in very general terms, but you need more specifics here. And if you can move on to the next slide, please.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see more categories. It depends a bit on the maturity of your organization, that you are also going for governance and compliance aspects, yeah, regarding specific software and system updates, and so on and so on. So we have developed this, and we are happy to put this, into the right hands, yeah, that this is taken care of, but only to the extent which is needed. Yeah, I would like to emphasize this because we can cover not only the financial sector, yeah, also other critical infrastructure sectors. Yeah, we're ready for this, but only in a pragmatic way, I would say, until you want to face a certification. That's something else. Then you get the full plate with all the measures. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Perhaps we can go on. How urgent are blockchain cybersecurity standards? Do you know any cybersecurity standard for blockchain? This is why we're doing this. Yeah, find the gap and fill it. Obviously, industry intensifies the usage of blockchain technology. The threat landscape is obvious. Yeah. this is the aspect what we have talked about, yeah, security by design. I would be in favor of this, but I know that the train left already the station, yeah, so we need to handle our risks. Managing security with basic ISMS functions also for the blockchain world. Only you're doing blockchain does not mean you can avoid security. That's not possible, yeah. We don't have the right standards in place, if we have any standards regarding this in place, yeah. We are here to fill this gap with our approach, and in the long-term run, we would like to lift our security controls and categories to the standard level. Yeah, it would be great to integrate this into ISO as a sub appendix. Yeah, but an important one. Yeah, and now we're doing something. Yeah, we are happy to announce you all have the chance to get an NFT from us. So
Already said no scam.
yeah. So if you have your MetaMask wallet ready, yeah, yeah, you can.
Please just connect with the burner wallet, then you're fine.
Yeah.
No.
So, but this is the case. Do we talk about blockchain or do we use blockchain? Yeah. So now we have the situation. Yeah, you can put the question onto yourselves. Yeah. Do you want to run it or not? I will tell you something about this NFT. Yeah, there's the instruction. You will get the slides only if you mint. Yeah, yeah. But if you're interested, then you will go for it. Yeah, and you will get a token, which is a utility token. It's very limited, only to the audience today.
It's your access token, right?
Yeah, access. Yeah, you can use it and mint it until tomorrow morning, something like that, yeah? So it's
Tomorrow evening.
limited in time, it's limited in amount, yeah? You need a MetaMask wallet, you need 50 cents in Ethereum, and you can mint it. It's soul-bounded, so you cannot transfer it.
So it's a license token, right? So you get the license, and usually this will not be for free. So this is just for this case.
I know that you will not do it right now, but we are here, so just come to us and we will help you with that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's all we have. Yeah, thank you very much.